Welcome to the project on Google SketchUp. Our today's topic is designing and 3D modeling of Pavilion. Today we are going to learn that how to design and the model of Pavilion. Pavilion is the building. It is also called as a shelter where viewers can sit and watch the matches or the competition easily. So there is a certain area where the cabins, passage, galleries, sitting arrangement is also coming. So here we will design the pavilion building or the concept or a 3D view of the pavilion building by using the SketchUp software, also by using some V-Ray tools for the rendering application. So the intermediate level is to do this project you must have the following skill sets. You must have some basic knowledge to design the 3D view of the pavilion, and that is the SketchUp software. As we are learning the SketchUp software, there are some very common tools available in a SketchUp software, so we can use that tools, and that is the very beginner type of tool. You can use that tool very easily in a SketchUp software, so any beginner can use that tools. So you must have some basic knowledge of SketchUp software. Then Pavilion concept and overview. The overview of Pavilion is very important. When we are designing the Pavilion building, the concept should be in our mind that how to design the pavilion building by some space planning as well as the area required. So that is the pavilion concept. So we must have some concept in our mind to design the pavilion building. Architectural concept of pavilion. Pavilion is one kind of a building or a structure, or it is called as a shelter. So one architectural concept should be there in our mind, that how the column design, how the shade should be designed, the area of sitting, how to design the area of sitting, gallery, the cabins, VIP cabins is also there. So how to design the architectural concept, architectural layout of the pavilion. So we must have some architectural concept in our mind to design the pavilion. The knowledge of V-Ray rendering tool is also important. V-Ray rendering tools, why we are using the V-Ray rendering tools, that it give some good image or some fine image or the real-time image for our building. So it is very much important to insert some V-Ray tools, to apply some V-Ray tools on our pavilion building. Course objective of this project is participant will be able to implement advanced designing concept in project at architectural and construction level. The construction companies, architectural firms are using the SketchUp software to give some presentation at a very preliminary stage. So in the preliminary stage, if we are giving some advanced setting or some advanced designing, so that will be a plus marks or the very helpful for any architecture or any construction company. So the SketchUp software is always using to give some presentation of how our building looks like. Space planning for gallery, sitting arrangement for viewers and VIP cabins. As the pavilion building has gallery, sitting arrangement, the VIP cabins is there. So all this area requires some space planning. Without space planning, we cannot plan actual building. So space planning is also important. Then participant will be able to implement the perspective view sports ground. The sports ground is the point from where any viewer can see that how our building looks like. So perspective view, when we are designing the 3D view, there should be in a perspective. It is very important to design our pavilion building in a perspective view. Rendering the pavilion building by V-Ray tools applications. This V-Ray tools application is very important when we are designing the SketchUp. SketchUp software is a standalone software, but when we are giving some additional features like V-Ray tools, so it will looks like our building in a real image. So if I'm applying the V-Ray tools, it is a very fantastic method to design our 3D view in a real view. So that's why V-Ray tools is also important. So that's why the participant will be also implement the rendering tools like V-Ray. By this course, you will learn the complete 3D modeling of pavilion building by using the SketchUp software. As we are using the SketchUp software, So beginners as well as the experts also can design the 3D view of Pavilion by by learning this course. Architectural concept of 3D view of Pavilion. As the we are applying the architectural concept of 3D view, so it is very important learn some architectural concept. By doing this course, you will automatically learn the architectural concept, how to apply the architectural concept for any building. Space planning, you will learn the space planning, that how to give the space planning, how to plan the space. For example, the pavilion building has a certain area, so we will design that area, we will distribute some area for the VIP cabin, some common sitting arrangement as well as gallery, entrance, etc. V-Ray tools application, as I have discussed about the V-Ray tools, the V-Ray tools is also important. So by this course you will learn how to apply the V-Ray tools in a SketchUp model. There is the prerequisites for this course. Basic knowledge of Google SketchUp software at the beginner level. If you are a beginner, if you have a very few knowledge, a very less knowledge about the SketchUp software, by this course or by this project you will definitely learn how to use the common tools of the SketchUp as well as some important tools of the SketchUp like shades, components, making the components as well as inserting the components, styles, etc. Knowledge of architectural concept. There is the prerequisites architectural concept. You should have some architectural concept in your mind to design the pavilion. V-Ray rendering applications. As we know how the V-Ray rendering tools is there. So if we are designing the pavilion, we must have some V-Ray tools application in our software. So it is very easy to install or apply the V-Ray tools. The target student for this project is student who want to design 3D view in a SketchUp for their client, participant working in an architectural firm, construction company, then civil engineers as well as civil draftsmen, and architects, architectural draftsmen. So these are the target student who need to learn the SketchUp software with a V-Ray application. By the end of this course, you will have the following skill set definitely. As we are learning the SketchUp software by using some tools, the basic tools, some important tools, V-Ray applications, we will definitely gain some skill by this project. That is knowledge of SketchUp software and its tools applications. As the SketchUp tools we are generally using, so definitely you will gain some knowledge about how to design the 3D view of any building by using the SketchUp tools. Clear concept of architectural 3D view of pavilion building. Definitely you will find some clear concept about pavilion, that how pavilion looks like. If we have a certain idea in our mind that we need to draw the pavilion, that if we will definitely design the pavilion into the 3D view, and that is also possible only in a SketchUp. So SketchUp software is very important software to clear the thoughts of 3D view of any building. So if there is the thought of, or there is the project of pavilion we have, so we can show the pavilion, that how the pavilions looks like in a 3D view. The next skill is hands-on regarding designing, modeling and reading of actual view of pavilion building. By this project or by this course, you will definitely have the hands-on reading regarding designing. Designing is very much important, that we will definitely learn into a SketchUp software. By the SketchUp software, we will apply any thoughts in our mind about a certain building. So if I have a certain thoughts of a pavilion building, I will definitely apply onto actual image by using the SketchUp software. So we will definitely hands-on by designing by using the SketchUp software. Modeling, the 3D modeling is also there. We will learn the 3D modeling, the reading of actual view of pavilion building. So we will learn all this hands-on, the designing, modeling as well as reading of actual view of pavilion building by using the SketchUp software. Easily can use the V-Ray tools as we are designing the pavilion building in a 3D view. So as we always using the SketchUp tools, by the SketchUp tools we will design the 3D view of pavilion. More on some advanced setting, we will also design the 3D view of pavilion by some real view by using the SketchUp software, by using the V-Ray tools. So V-Ray tools is also important. This course contains complete designing of pavilion building by using Google SketchUp software as well as architectural concept of pavilion. This course contains the complete designing of pavilion building, that how pavilions looks like in a 3D view by using the SketchUp software. As if we are learning the SketchUp software, we will definitely design the 3D view of a pavilion building very easily by this course. Architectural concept, we should apply the architectural concept like sitting area, then cabin area, how to distribute the cabin area, how to give a sitting area, how to give the area for the sitting and the entry. Everything will be clear by using this, by designing the 3D view in a SketchUp software. Designing and 3D modeling of pavilion. By this course, we will definitely, in this course, there is some modeling as well as designing of a pavilion. So we will learn that. Space planning of pavilion area. As there are the multiple areas available like sitting arrangement, like public sitting, then steps for the public sitting, as well as the cabins. VIP cabin is there, so we can easily design in a 3D view. So space planning of pavilion area is also in the course. Rendering by V-Ray tools application. We will learn in this course how to design pavilion by using the V-Ray tools. Case study says, a property developer has decided to build a new pavilion building. Let's discuss about the case study for this pavilion building. It's an example that a property developer has decided to build a new pavilion building for the sports ground with all components, that is viewer sitting area, participant sittings, then VIP sitting as well as gallery. For the same, he has appointed an architect to design the 3D view of the pavilion building. So on the behalf of this architect, let's design the complete 3D view of pavilion with the all components including sports ground, viewers, participants, VIP sitting area, shelter roof and gallery. So these are all including in a 3D view of the pavilion. So we will design all this area including all these components in a pavilion area. Following scenarios will be covered as a part of this case study. Pavilion for viewers, participant and VIP cabins. We will design the pavilion building for viewers, participants and VIP cabins. Sitting arrangements with rows and galleries. There is the sitting arrangement or the step sitting for the viewers, so we will design that. Shelter roof to cover the viewers area in a shadow. Shelter roof to cover the viewers area in a shadow. We will give the roof for the VIP cabins as well as to the shelter for the viewers. Complete design of pavilion in a 3D modeling for viewers and participants. We will design the complete pavilion building in a 3D model for the viewers and participants. Let's apply the V-Ray tool. We will apply the V-Ray tools application for rendering the garden view or some tree will be there. So definitely we will design the 3D view of the pavilion building by using all these components. Today we are going to learn how to design the pavilion Pavilion is nothing but a shelter or a building where the people is sitting and watch the matches and the competitions. So we will design the pavilion with galleries, then sitting arrangement as well as VIP cabins, etc. Let me explain you about the SketchUp useful to design the 3D view for the pavilion. As pavilion is the one kind of big stadium, we will design a part of the pavilion into this project. So let's start how to design the pavilion in a SketchUp software. For that, let me explain you some SketchUp tools, like this is the selection tool, which we are already familiar with that. These are the paint buckets and erase tool. Then this is components inserting tool. Then these are the some tools which is always useful to design the layout or a 3D view in a SketchUp view in a SketchUp software. So let's start the SketchUp software and let's design the pavilion in the software. To start any project or to start any layout, firstly go to Window, then select Model Info and select the units. Basically, when we are designing anything, we should follow the units, that is metric units, that is SI, or the British unit, or we can call as imperial unit. Here I will design in a SI unit, International Standard Units, and the International Standard Units is mm or the millimeter, or it is also measure in a meter or a centimeter. So here, instead of architectural, I will design our pavilion in a millimeter. So decimal is our actual fraction, and go to inches. Instead of inches, go to millimeter, and area, go to square meter area, and volume, go to the square, go to cubic meter. So these are the some measurement units I have select over here. And now let's start to design the pavilion. So this is in a 3D view. I will design pavilion. Let me explain you about the area of the pavilion. Let's select a certain area or assume a certain area for the pavilion and then design it. I will take 300 square meter into this pavilion area. So 300 square meter is what? 300 square meter divided by 15. So 20 by 15. So width is the 20 meter, whereas the depth is the 15 meter. So let's start from the rectangle command. Start from this origin point, and 20 meter is equal to 20,000 mm, comma 15 meter is equal to 15,000 mm. So this is my pavilion area. Into this area I will design the pavilion or the shelter building. Now let's start from the top view. My suggestion is always to design anything, design any view from the top view, and then later on it will convert into the 3D. So here I will design from the top view. For that, these are the commands or these are the tools which I have already mentioned over here. This is ISO or the isometric view. This is top view, front view, right hand side view, left back side view, and the left hand side view. So these are the views. If I click any view, for example, if I click this isometric view, then this will see as an isometric view. So I will start from the top view. So here we can click on the top view. Let's design the pavilion from the top view first, and then later on it will convert into the 3D. So here, as I have designed this or given the area, the width is 20 meter, whereas the depth is 15 meter. If we want to delete this 0.000, let's go into Window, then Model Info, and Display Precision, make it 0.0, 0.0, and here it is also 0.0. So automatically if you take the dimension, then it will come 15 meter, and again here to here 20 meter, like that. So now let's start to design the pavilion. First of all, make some curves, some straight lines whatever the measurement we have, just put the measurement, all the measurement into this pavilion area. First of all, let me explain you. We have a certain areas like VIP cabins, gallery, sitting areas, sitting stairs, etc. So here I will design first the cabins and the VIP sitting area, VIP cabin and VIP sitting area into this available area. So let's start from here to here, make 500 like this, and from here the width of the cabin or the depth of the cabin is around 3 meter. So here I will design 3 meter. Then from here make 3 meter or 2.5 meter, and from here 2.5 meter. So if I count this area or measure this area from here to here, it is 15 meter. So in this 15 meter, we have to design the VIP cabin as well as VIP sitting. For that, what I will distribute this into two cabin. So from here, make it 4 meter or let's say 3 meter. I'll divide it as a 5 meter, and from here let's divide it as a 5 meter. So these are the three cabin, or instead of that, what we can do from here, let's design 3 meter, and from here let's design 3 meter. So these are the two cabin and this is the passage or the sitting area for VIP. Again this divide into two part, from here 1 meter and from here 1 meter, and delete this by selection. Now make the center line from here to here. So this is the midpoint. I have designed the center line here, and just put the another line for the curve. So here I will put around 600. So this is the 600 line, and my curve start from here. So I will choose this 3-point arc. So from here to here. So this is curve line, just I have drawn here. And now copy this curve line whatever we want, and like this. So before that, just erase all the unnecessary lines which we have drawn. Erase this line as well as only this line we need to erase. And before that, let's draw a line from here to here and here to here. Again draw a line from here to this point, this intersection, to this intersection, this intersection. So this is just I have drawn a one line. Now from here, from this intersection point to this intersection point, and from this intersection to this intersection point. So from point to point I have designed two cabin plus one sitting arrangement. And now as the selection here, now we can erase this by selecting this as well as this line, and all these line I have to erase. Now select this line, this curve line. Now select copy, control, and 600 mm. Again one more 600 mm, 600 mm. From here let's make 1800 mm, and again from here to here 600, 600, 600 and 600. Again from here to here make it 2000 like this. So this is the sitting arrangement that I have designed over here. Now erase these lines, so it looks like this. Now for this structure, for this shelter structure, we required a column for the cabin structure. So let's start the cabin design, and for that, rectangle from this point 300 by 300 mm. Again from here make a 150 to here and 150 here. So again by rectangle from this point 300 by 300. and from here 300 by 300. So these are the three column I have designed right now, and let's design rectangle or the another column for here to here, that is 300 comma 300 and 300 comma 300, and from here 300 comma 300, again from here 300 comma 300. So this is just I have designed, and again if we want to design this 300 comma 300, so just I have now erase this line as well as this, keep the center line for the future. Now I have just designed the column right now. We can shift the column inside also. If we want to design the column from the inside, just move this by selecting and this one as well as this one, and select shift. As this column is the outside, so we need to shift it, but if we directly shift it, it will move like this, so our structure is disturbing. So instead of that, just copy this by selecting each line and select control and simply copy here. So now it looks like this, and now erase this, whatever we don't want, erase these lines easily. So same we can do here also by selecting each line. If I'm moving this, it is moving, and now erase this, whatever we have drawn, erase this also, this one copy to move here, and now erase these lines. So this is just I have designed. If we want to check, we can check. We can keep this at the outside only, erase this, so automatically it will comes into this line. So we have just designed the column for our cabin, and now offset for the wall, or offset, make it, now before offset, just provide the line from here to parallel this, and again from here to here, and from here to here on the edge, from this point to on the edge here, from this point to here on the edge, and from this point to here on the edge. And now delete these lines, curve lines, which we don't require. So now our cabins and sitting arrangement is the rectangle type area, whereas our sitting arrangement or the steps arrangement is the curve area. So we can easily offset for the wall for cabin here to here, 100 mm offset, 4-inch wall must be there, from here 100 mm, and from here 100 mm. So this is the wall. Now erase this as well as this line and extend this further. How to extend this? Select this one and stretch our line, but keep in mind that if I'm stretching this line, so our structure is disturbing. So for that, select this one and keep the shift directly from this point, click here, and from this point click here, as well as this point to this point, and from here to here. So now what I have designed is the cabin area. Again, this one, select here, from here to here, and from here to here. So this is just I have designed the cabins and the other area. Now erase these lines because we need to extend all this cabin at the upper side. So I have just erased that. Erase this also. Same here, and so on the top view I have designed the pavilion area. Now again, entry is also there. So here I will design the entry 1000 this side and another side 1000. We can give 1200 this side and 1200 that side, that is 2.4 meter we can also give. So from here 1200, and from this side 1200. So now this is our entry. For that, from this intersection point to this, and from here to here to here, and from here to here. So erase these lines like this. So as we can see, these lines is not coming. What we can do, erase this, and now if we want to copy this, we can directly first of all delete this, and by selecting we can easily copy, select, then control, then 600, again from here 600, again from here 600. So this is just I have designed the stairs. And now as we have somehow completed all this top view sides, so we will start from the 3D. So here we will start from the 3D and using push and pull command to draw the actual pavilion in a 3D view. So if there is any we have left, we can design it later on also. So this is the way to design pavilion or any building from the top view, and then let's convert it into the 3D view by using push and pull command as well as isometric view. So let's start the isometric view by using push and pull command. I will save this drawing at the desktop, save at the desktop, then 3D view of pavilion, save this. As we can see, we have designed the top view of the pavilion, and from the top view we can convert this top view to the 3D view by using this isometric view and using this special command called push and pull command. So in this command we will design or we will extend and giving level to our pavilion. So let's start from the back side. As the back side is column is there, wall is also there, and this baseline is here. So we will convert this into the 3D by using push and pull command. But before that, let me explain you the exact level of the pavilion. This pavilion is contained with the two levels, that is ground plus 1, and at the ground the entry is the ground level is the entry level, whereas the first floor is the cabin area is there, as well as the VIP sitting area is also there. So I will start from the back side, and by using the push and pull command we will design this pavilion. So go to push and pull command and just start with the column. So here is the column, and here what we can do, the ground floor, from the ground level to ground floor ceiling there is a 3-meter height, and from the ground floor to first floor ceiling there is a 3-meter height. So the total height is the 6 meter, and the slab thickness is 200 mm. So 3000 plus 200 plus 3000 plus 200, so that is 6400. So here I will take 6400 column, then later on we will extend it. So the maximum height of the column is 6400. So just by using push and pull command, 6400, this is the height of column. Same here, 6400, here 6400, here 6400. Again come to this side. As this we can see, the column is not completed, so delete this and this will become a column. Now by the 3D view we can extend this column 6400, again from here 6400. So these are the 6 columns just I have designed for the cabin area. And now let's start this wall extension like this. As we can see, the entire extension or the wall is increasing with the height. Now here I will give height of 6200 because 3000 plus 3000, ground plus 1, as well as the slab thickness 200, so I will provide here 6200. So this is my actual cabin area, and later on we will convert into the level. So here just a pavilion building I have designed, and from inside we can increase the 3000. Here is 3000, again this is also 3000. This is the ground level, and again here 3000. So just I have designed now, and if we measure this, it has become the 3200. So now 3200 is there. Here what we can do is, again by push and pull command, just increase 2000 more, and here also 2200. So right now I have one thing, that this is just I have, or we can do one thing also, that copy this one, all these 3 surfaces, and select this from this point to this 3 meter. So this is just I have copy, and now we can extend it by 200 mm. So 200 mm, here it is also 200 mm, and this is also 200 mm. So now this is what we can see. Here I will design the another things, like by push and pull command, from here 3 meter, and from here 3 meter, again from here 3 meter. We can measure this, as this is 3200. Now let's start from here by reducing 400 gradually. So 3200 minus 400, that is 2800. So from this point 2800, as we can see 2800 is there, so 2800. From here 2400, let's keep minus 400 on each steps, so 2400. Again here 2000, this will be 1600, this is 1200, this steps is also 1200, this is 800, 400, this is also 400, so This is the last step 400, and this is floor finish 50 mm. This is also 50 mm floor finish. So this is what we can design our steps for the sitting arrangement. And now, so push and pull command, we can see the offset limited to 1800. So okay, so I have given here offset. This is the entry for the pavilion, and for that if we want to increase the height of the entry, so we can extend it. Now here we can measure this height. This height is maximum 1600. So 1600 height is not sufficient. We need to increase this height up to 2 meter, so the person can easily enter into the pavilion. For that, what we required is to again perform push and pull command. But as this is a curved surface, we cannot again push inside directly. Now here I will explain you, or I will teach you a new feature which is available in a SketchUp. So that feature is a very important feature and very important tool which generally the SketchUp expertise are using, and that is the extension. In the Windows, there is one option called Extension Warehouse. So go to Extension Warehouse, select that. Into Extension Warehouse, we need to import some tools to perform that push and pull command for the curve surface. So here, push pull, search push and pull, special command in the extension. So here, by some tools, which is some free tools is there, whereas some tools which is available by some tools are paid tools. So here we can see this joint pull is there, push and pull multiple faces at once, as well as we can use this for the push for the curve surface. Now this is a free, so we can easily download this. Click here, install now. Do you want to install this extension? Yes. The extension has been successfully installed and is now available for the use. Okay. So if we click here, we can see that here our command, that is joint pull, is already has been installed. So click that, and pull length, that is 500 I am giving, or instead of that, just measure first by giving the length here to here on the face, on edges, again from here on edge, and from here also on edge. So now if we are going to push this, cannot push the curve surface. Now select that, measure this, this is 600 mm, and now select first, click on that joint pull. So I'll mention here 600, so it is automatically go inside. Again same for this, joint push and pull 600 mm. So now this is what I can see. Now this I can delete, or I can hide this. Now hide this by clicking here. All the lines we can hide by using this hide. So now this has been opened. So this is just I have given the entry. Now we can make the door for the same also by providing the rectangle on this. Now just provide the line first, here intersection to on the edge. What we can do, we can copy this, select, copy, then extend like this. Now again one rectangle, but before that offset, or we can copy this by selecting just 300 mm, or the door size, if I am designing the door size of 1500 mm, so 750 here. From here select, just I have designed the door. Now hide all these lines, which we can easily hide by these line also. So we can easily hide that lines. Now we can see the height of this entry is around 2000, so it is okay. Now here what we can do, now let's start this cabin. We need to design the glasses for this cabin. Now for that, make it as a front view, and in the front view just design the glass. Offset command just 100 mm, or make it 150 mm. Again this will be 150 mm. This we can erase like this. Extend here, this is just I have designed, and erase this line. Now what we can do, make the partition directly. These two will be the VIP cabin, so there will be no partition. By push and pull command, just 100 mm minus, here it is also 100 mm minus. There is something we need to change from here to here, that is 100. Offset from here to here 100, from here to here. Just select this, push and pull command 100 mm. If it is not going inside, we can select and delete this. Again the same thing we can do from here 100 mm. After select, we can delete this. Same thing we can do here 100, select, delete. So this is how we can see. So here we can made the frame for the glass, and now start with the glass. Rectangle command, from midpoint of this to here, this midpoint. So this is again same here, rectangle command, from this midpoint to here. Again from here, midpoint to here. So these are the glass facade what we have designed. To make this shape, or to make the real glass, just select this and go to make components, go to here, go to paint bucket, and in the paint bucket the material is here. From the material we can select the glass and mirror. Here we can select the multiple patterns for the glass is available here. We can select any glass. So this is what we have selected. So as this is, if I check the size of the glass, size of the frame, it is 3400. So very big glass is there. We can do one thing that we can make the partition or make the frame for this glass. So that just undo this, undo all, and firstly make the frame for the glass. Now how to make the frame? Just draw a line at the midpoint from here to here, and after design or after draw the line, copy this from here to here. Let's take 50 mm, and from here to here 50 mm, 50 mm, and now erase made. But yeah, so erase this again, same here, here to here, copy this, select this one, copy 50 mm, again from here copy 50 mm, and erase the mid. Same we can design here also. So this is just I have made the frame. Now we can, by using push and pull command, as this is 100, so by push and pull command make it 100. Same thing here also, 100 mm, 100 mm, 100 mm. Now design the rectangle for the mirror or the glass. So draw the glass to all the frame here to here. What we can do, we can copy this glass, select, copy to here also, select and copy to here also, but somehow the size is not matching this. Here we need to draw it separately, separate glass, a different size of glass is here. So this is just I have designed the 4 numbers of glass, total 8 numbers of glass is there, and now we can convert this into actual view of glass, like selecting all this and go to glass mirror, select. This will looks like this. We can give another also. This multiple shades are available. We can give this kind of a glass also, or in some area just give like this. Here I will provide this shade glass. So this is just I have designed with glass, cabin is there, and now what we can do, we can provide the door for this cabin. One door here, another door will be here. This is the entry from the back side. We just want to show the front side of this pavilion, so we are not designing anything from the back side. So now what we need to design is the shelter for this pavilion, as well as human images, this interior of this cabin, and the sitting arrangement area decoration.